Ladies, let me break something to you. Some of y'all are out here thinking you are just a distraction of that married man, but you don't even realize you are already the woman he's committed to in his heart. A man doesn't have to move out, file papers, or make announcements for his loyalty to shift. His actions expose everything, and if he's giving you these 5 signs I'm about to drop, baby, you're not the secret, you're the choice, so don't blink, don't scroll, because once you recognize these signs, you'll finally understand the role you are already playing in his life. A man doesn't just hand out his time and energy, not when he's already committed somewhere else. So when a married man starts moving his schedule around just to fit you in, that's not convenience, that's emotional priority. Understand this, a man can fake words, but he can't fake consistency. If he's checking on you before he checks in at home, replying to you faster than he responds to the woman he lives with, or finding excuses just to hear your voice, that's his heart showing its truth without permission. See, a married man doesn't take risks with his peace unless something in him has already shifted. He may not say it out loud, but his patterns start confessing what his mouth won't. When he's at dinner with his wife, but thinking about whether you've eaten when he's supposed to be resting, but he's texting you good night. When he's canceling plans at home just to create space for you, that's not curiosity or temptation. That's emotional loyalty relocating. His location might still be that house, but his excitement, his attention, and his spirit, those already packed a bag and walked in your direction. And whether you admit it or not, you feel the difference. Be real for a second. Has a man ever given you more attention than he gives his own wife? A man doesn't open his soul to just anybody, especially not when he already has a wife at home. When a married man starts sharing the parts of himself he keeps locked away from the woman he lives with, that's not casual conversation. That's emotional migration. He's not just talking, he's trusting. And men only trust where they feel seen, not judged. When he tells you about the stress he can't admit at home, when he reveals dreams he buried because nobody believed in them, when he talks about disappointments, fears, or the parts of his life that feel heavy, understand something that's not entertainment, that's intimacy. Emotional intimacy always shows up before anything physical ever does. If he tells his wife what he thinks she wants to hear, but tells you what's really on his heart, that means you've become his safe place. And a man's safe place is the woman he's already investing his truth in. Secrets aren't shared accidentally. They're shared where the soul finds rest. You're not just someone he talks to. You're the one he unloads on, the one he trusts with his unfiltered thoughts, the one he lets behind the armor. That's not cheating, that's choosing. Tell me this, does a man share his deepest secrets with a woman he doesn't feel safe with? One of the strongest signs that a married man's heart is shifting toward you is the emotional space he creates and reserves just for you. This goes far beyond normal conversations or casual flirting. He doesn't just talk, he opens up. When something good or bad happens in his life, you're the first person he wants to talk to, even before his spouse. If he shares his fears, frustrations, dreams, or the parts of his life that he keeps hidden from others, it means he trusts you deeply and feels safe with you. Notice the difference. A man may talk to many people, but he connects emotionally with only one. If he texts you good morning or checks on you before sleeping, it's not random. You're mentally and emotionally present in his routine. When he listens to you with full attention, remembers small details about you, or seeks your opinion on personal matters, that's a sign of emotional investment. He might even compare his relationship with you, his marriage, not by saying it directly, but through his tone, his energy, and the way he relies on you. Emotional attachment doesn't lie. If his heart is with you, his conversations will show it clearly, even when his ring is still on his finger. If a married man calls you first when something goes wrong, is that just friendship? When a married man begins to rearrange his life around you, it's not a coincidence. It's a confession without words. If he consistently chooses your calls, texts, and plans over time with his wife or family, you're no longer just a distraction, you're a priority. He may start making excuses at home to be available for you or pretend to be busy just so he can talk to you in peace. That's not casual interest, that's emotional loyalty shifting towards you. Pay attention to how fast he responds to you compared to others. If he pauses everything, work, commitments, or even family time, just to call you back, you're not on the side, you're center stage. If he cancels plans at home to meet you or becomes nervous when he can't talk to you for long, it shows where his heart truly wants to be. He may even make future plans with you that don't include his wife at all. Outings, private moments, or secret routines that only you know about. When a married man starts giving you the place that his spouse is supposed to have, that's not just attention. That's a shift of emotional ownership. And whether he admits it or not, his priorities reveal the truth louder than his words. Have you ever felt like his body is at home, but his heart stays with you? When a married man starts opening up his private world to you, not his wife, that's not friendship, that's emotional commitment. If he tells you things he would never confess at home, fears, frustrations, dreams, regrets, pain, or personal struggles, that means his heart has already crossed the line. Pay attention to the kind of conversations he has with you. Does he talk to you late at night when people are most honest? Does he confide in you about problems he doesn't discuss with his spouse? If he calls you when he's stressed, celebrates with you when he's happy, or seeks your advice before making decisions, that's emotional intimacy, and it's deeper than physical attraction. If he says things like, "You're the only one who understands me," "I can't talk like this with anyone else," "I feel safe opening up to you," then you're not someone in his life. You're the person he's emotionally attached to. A man may stay married for responsibility, children, or image, but he shares his soul with the woman he truly wants. And once his secrets live with you, a big part of him already does too, when he talks about the future and says, instead of, "Do you really think that's accidental?" Let's be real, men don't hand over the time their peace and their secrets to just anybody. A ring might say, "married," but his actions will tell you exactly where his heart is parked. If he's prioritizing you over his wife, protecting your feelings, building a future with your name in it, acting single around you, and trusting you at the side of him nobody else sees, then that man ain't confused. He's already made his choice. He just hasn't said it out loud yet. Women get stuck asking, but what does he really want? Baby, you don't ask a man what his mouth refuses to say. You watch what his life keeps proving. Love doesn't hide, loyalty doesn't lie, and energy doesn't cheat. If you're seeing these signs, you're not a side story. You're the main chapter he keeps secretly writing.